This next mindfulness practice is called DBT, and it is a DBT inspired practice. Again, DBT is dialectical behavioral theory, and it is a practice that was discussed in the chapter on healing modalities, a form of mental health treatment that can help you to be with your thoughts and emotions with a little bit of distance. It uses a form of Buddhism and CBT, which is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy. I invite you to find a comfortable seat. I invite you to allow your eyes to either close or to find a soft place to gaze. And I invite you to bring your awareness inward, beginning to notice what's present. You might notice some thoughts, some emotions, some body sensations arising. And just remember you are the observer of these things. And let these parts of yourself know that you are about to experiment with an exercise and you'd like them to kind of sit on the sidelines observing. And if they'd like to participate, they might have something to share. I invite you now to think of a challenging encounter or situation that you experienced recently. It should not be very distressing, but should be around a 3 or a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being an overwhelming amount of distress. I invite you to run this memory through your mind like a movie. Once you have run it through like a movie, I want you to identify the facts of that situation. By facts, I mean things that you can actually prove. So, for example, the person was wearing X, Y, and Z clothing. The person pushed me if they pushed you. Only the facts of the situation. So we're looking at things that actually happened, that can be proved that they happened. And kind of make a list of those things. Again, you are the observer of your thoughts. So as you're making this list, you are the observer of the facts. As you reflect upon the facts, do you notice any emotions arising? Can you identify the emotions of that memory? Perhaps running that memory through again like a movie. Again, I want to remind you that you are not your emotions. You are the observer of your emotions, and you are the caretaker for your emotions. So now we have the facts of the situations and we have the emotions. We're not identifying any belief systems or feelings that you have about what happened necessarily, like judgments rather about what happened. You're just identifying the facts and the emotions. And as you look at these two things, does it bring in any form of perspective that is different from what you felt when the situation happened? Is there any clarity that comes to mind? A way that you could have handled the situation differently? You were experimenting with using your wise mind to observe the facts and the emotions and kind of seeing if that leads to a different perspective. This is another way of embodying the inner compass. I invite you now to create some sort of mindfulness practice, some form of creative expression, exploring what this mindfulness practice was like for you. Perhaps journaling, creating an art project, some sort of movement piece or musical piece, or any other type of creative expression that you feel called to experiment with.